Hey guys, Topple24 back in the video. Today I'm going to be talking about what we all complain about. The insane lag in this game that drives every single one of us crazy. As you saw right there, that was my 281st death on the Corrupted Gauntlet. I've completed the Corrupted Gauntlet over 550 times. And I know a lot of people say it. You can't really blame the lag all the time, but holy crap. Of all things, the Corrupted Gauntlet makes me go crazy. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about the lag, the servers, and what RuneScape is doing to make this better. Also, by the way, that previous video where I was lagging like crazy and lagged to death, I looked at my ping using RuneLight. 32 ping, 338 people in the world. Just want to point that out there. So somebody asks the question that we've all been thinking, why is the lag so bad? This is on RuneScape forums. A reply from Mod Kieran. This is something I've been thinking about and talking to others about this week. We're actively looking to improve all aspects of game performance, and this is something that comes up every single week. Really, no way. We're talking about it. Really. It's stuff that we are constantly monitoring and trying to find the little tweaks to make and find the fixes that we can address, because generally it's not just one thing, it's multiple different things. What is it? Can you pinpoint it? Okay, here we go. This ranges from optimizing and improving the game server. Really? No way. Even just the content logic where it's not written optimally, to refreshing and migrating the game words themselves. This is always happening. But it's also delicate and intricate, as it's not straightforward work. Okay, how is it not straightforward work? Can you explain? We're also in the process of refreshing much of the hardware, and we're constantly reviewing much of our tech stack. Because I didn't know the definition of it, a tech stack is the combination of technologies a company uses to build and run an application or project. Carry on. It's everything at once, and everything will hopefully contribute to better game performance. What's everything? There are various causes of this. Some people will allude to the 400 population, and sometimes it's slow hopping. Sometimes it's a lot of the total level worlds, like the 2200 worlds, which experience a lot of lag. Okay, answer this for me then. You literally go to the 2200 worlds because your ping is lower, so therefore it's better. Why is it a lot of lag when there's nobody in those worlds? Because there's not as many people who have 2200 skill level. That's the reason why, a big reason why I was trying to get my 22 level up, because the worlds are so empty all the times. Carry on. Most of these are different causes, and we have to investigate and add different telemetry, big word, fancy word, and understand the primary causes so that we can make changes and try and fix some of these things. Okay? It's not straightforward. Once again, saying not straightforward. But hopefully we can start to improve it. We have already made changes and we've seen improvements. What improvements? I want to see the facts. It's just something we have tackled all of the problems. Really? Okay. That doesn't make any sense. So my biggest question then is, why are we constantly having new and updated content in RuneScape if they can't even solve the problems that we're currently having? After listening back at what I was talking about and rereading what Mod Karanin said, it made me think about it. And you know what it is? It's the fact that we're all not speaking their language in the sense of the computer coding, computer software engineers and whatnot. Through my research, I think I finally found the answer to all of our questions. So let's get right to it. Apparently, from my research, it's possibly because of the turnover with the JMods. So the first thing that I found was the turnover for the JMods, JAGX moderators. Those that actively work on the servers, work on the computer software, work on the X, Y, and Z behind helping the game run more smoothly and everything. This is the first part of this lag problem. One thing I'm going to quickly cover is the fact that a lot of the times people blame lag on their computers. So I dove into what each requirement for Old School RuneScape in the running software is, because I feel like a lot of the time Jagex will just fire at the players and say it's your server, it's your internet, it's your computer, X, Y, and Z, when in reality it's not. And I'm going to show you now. So when I look up the requirements for RuneScape, one of the best things that came up was, do you need a good computer to play OSRS? The OSRS system requirements are very low. Literally any PC built in the last 10 years will play the game with ease. Wonderful. You will need a minimum CPU equivalent to an Intel Pentium 4 1.5 gigahertz. Oof. And you will need at least 256 megabits of RAM. Oof. So now then I went to Steam requirements, and the minimum is Windows 7 or higher, processor Intel i3, AMD at 2.4 gigahertz. I don't, do they sell those anymore? Or I guess it's just a very, very low. Memory is 4 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, that'll cost you $25 or something like that. GeForce 400X. I couldn't even tell you what the heck that is. I know. I have no idea. Storage 200 megabits. Okay. Recommended. Windows 10 or higher. Intel i3 plus. Memory 4 gigabytes of RAM. Everything's pretty much exactly the same except for the operating system. So now we know we have the requirements, but what is causing the service to be laggy? Is it all of the bots in the game? Maybe. Is it the other players? Not really. I mean, there's not that many players compared to back in the day. So I went even farther. And I'm not a genius on this subject, but I looked into deeper and deeper and deeper what would cause lag the most. And I came up with this acronym DDoS, Distributed Denial of Service. And the definition of this is a category of malicious cyber attacks that hackers or cyber criminals employ in order to make an online service, network, source, resource, or host machine unavailable to its intended users on the internet. To me, that sounds kind of like a little bit of gibberish. I had no idea. So I went further. I got this from Xbox.com support, just because, interested to see how this will affect a gamer like us. In a DOS or DDoS attack, an attacker floods the IP address of the targeted device, such as a console or a computer, with superfluous communication requests. These requests can overload a system and create a jam that blocks network connections on the targeted device. So pretty much my understanding of this, for this, what they're doing is sending fake things to the servers to cause them to overload with requests that they cannot supply. And therefore, when those fake requests go in, followed by our real requests, they're fighting against one another and fighting the servers at the same time, therefore the servers being overworked, thus causing it to lag. Wow, that makes sense. So the problem that Jagex has is that they need to, one, tell us the reality of the problem. Tell us that they need more software engineers. The problem I have, though, is every single time I'm fighting a monster, it just feels like I'm just never increasing while he's decreasing, and it discourages me to continue playing. Like many players, I think RuneScape, if it continues to lag, they're going to get less people playing the game, therefore less revenue, therefore they can't pay their workers as much, or they can have less of them, more turnover and whatnot, and so they're never going to solve their problem. They need to stop creating content, even though we love it and that's what brings people there, and they need to work and fix the actual problem of their servers and their DDoS attacks. If you don't mind, leave some comments down below. I want to see what everybody else thinks. If I'm completely wrong, tell me how I'm wrong, because I really want to get to the bottom of this if I haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a good night.